Hey everybody, welcome to day 12. Boy, we have been doing this for 12 days now. I love it. This is my favorite part of the day. So, yesterday we discussed creating a goal card. I assume that today, instead of working with the today is going to be the best day of my life card that you've been reading over and over 7 times, every time you had a negative circumstance or a negative person come your way, you were able to, in the kindest and gentlest way possible, excuse yourself from that scenario and then go and read your goal card. I am so happy and grateful now that, and then after the word that is your goal, the thing you're going to manifest and bring into your life. You were in the car today driving to work, and remember, if you want to change your life, you've got to change your life. So we're taking some different routes to work, I hope. We're also doing some different things. Maybe if we were going out to lunch every day, now we're bringing our lunch every day. But we're doing things consistently to mix up our activities and our environment. You know what? If you keep doing the same thing over and over again every single day, you're going to get the exact same results every single day. You want different results, you got to do different things. And I thank you for sticking with me. And write that goal card. If you wrote your goal card, I assume you did. I always have one here on my desk. And it looks just like that. My goal on your right, my goal on a piece of paper. And then write, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then after the word that, I have a brand new house. I have a brand new car. Whatever it is you want to manifest in your life, whatever it is that you want, need, or are trying to acquire, you are going to write that. Just one thing, one primary goal, the focus, the one thing we want. We don't focus on more than one thing at a time. So you're just going to focus on the one goal you put on this card, and you're going to carry that with you everywhere you go, every day. You're going to read it as often as you can because it's the reinforcement of a specific idea in our supercomputer that gives us those results. We want our programming here to be indicative of the life that we want. And if in our life we want specific things, we need to focus on each of those items one at a time until we acquire them. And I thank you for sticking with me on that because I know you're going to get great results. You're going to notice your whole entire world start to change, and it's going to be amazing and wonderful. I do it, my friends do it, you're my friend, you do it. It's going to be really great, and I'm super excited for it. Now, one of the problems that has been brought to my attention by myself personally is that I'm an overthinker. I can analyze things down to the most minute detail. You know, it's an unreal thought. That's what overthinking is. And I think the best way to overcome overthinking is to notice when you're doing it. You know, I can get in the car and drive from point A to point B, think about a given circumstance, and I'm trying to repair the past, plan for the future, and then I'm analyzing every single thing I said in a given conversation or in a given interaction, and I'm kind of beating myself up. Why did you say that? You shouldn't have said that. You should have said this. You know, kind of woulda, coulda, shoulda. And I can just totally destroy what is a really good mood and just continue to just beat myself up and think over and over again, you should have done that. You know, or, you know, in the future I'm going to do this and I'm planning out this entire future, and I don't remember that, hey, I don't need to know how my positive, great future is going to occur. All I need to do is keep moving in the direction of my goal, and good things are going to happen to me. And I need that reinforcement too. I've been doing this for years now. 30 years I've been focusing on my goal. I was 16 years old, sitting in a wheelchair, totally paralyzed on the left side of my body. Everybody telling me you're never going to walk again. Some people telling me this is all you're going to be able to accomplish someday. Setting goals for me and telling me what it is they thought I was going to be able to do. Today, I am extremely accomplished. I have a wife. I have 2 beautiful children. Hey, I walk on the treadmill every morning for exercise, and I just do it because I can, and I'm so happy to be able to get up and move around. It just was one time when I thought I wasn't going to be able to. In fact, the best doctors in the United States told me that I wouldn't live past the age of 30. Hey guys, I'm 47 now. I'm successful. I'm happy, and I'm helping people. You can't beat that, Doc. So we're going to keep this moving forward and talk about overthinking. A few things that I do when I overthink. First, I notice, hey, Doug, you're overthinking. You're totally overthinking this scenario. You need to stop that. So first thing I'll try is movement. Sometimes if we just change our environment, sometimes I pull the car over. Maybe I pull over in a parking lot, hop out of the car for a second, take a couple of deep breaths, change my environment, walk around the car a couple of times. Yeah, it looks foolish, but it also can get me in a different mindset and get me refocused so that I'm not destroying my entire day by overthinking and beating myself up over a given circumstance. I also read my goal card. So I can get out of the car, I can get my goal card out. I am so happy and grateful now that, and whatever goal I'm working on and I'm going to achieve at that point in time, I'll read that goal card over 50, 60, sometimes 70 times. It might sound, hey man, you're just sitting there reading the same thing over and over 70 times. Yeah, but you know what? I'm reinforcing a knowledge point in my supercomputer, and that's all my brain's thinking about now is my goal, because that's all I've been telling it. You read something over 70 or 80 times, and that's pretty much what the brain's going to be working on. That's all you're going to be thinking about. So that's kind of a good way for me to kind of get out of my own head, get refocused on my goal. I like to read my goal card. Another nice thing you can do, and this I do this with my kids all the time. If we're kind of having a rough day, maybe my kids are having some trouble in school, I'll put on some fun music and we'll dance, we'll wiggle, we'll jiggle, we'll move around a little bit, and it's hard. I just laugh a little bit because it's hard to dance and be angry. It just is. And sometimes getting up and moving around is a great way to get out of your head and feel better. It also helps to take some deep breaths. You'll notice that I've recommended that whenever you get into a circumstance with negative individuals, or you get a bunch of work piled on you, or something that you deem negative comes into your life, first we excuse ourselves in the most polite and kind way possible from that scenario, and then we take deep breaths. A couple of deep breaths. Breathing it's an activator for your body, for your body's systems. It tells the body to relax. It gets rid of the fight or flight signal. When you take a couple of nice deep breaths, you're telling your mind and your body, I'm safe, I'm okay, I can relax, and that's a great way to calm the mind. Be consciously aware of your breathing. A lot of meditative and yoga practices and so forth all focus on breathing because it works. Give it a shot. But we always try to breathe and take a deep breath right before we read our goal card. A negative circumstance comes into our life. We kindly excuse ourselves in the nicest way possible from that person or that circumstance. We step away, we take some deep breaths, and then we read our goal card over and over and over as many times as we can until we have to step back in and help somebody to have a better day. And as long as we're having a good day, you're going to notice that your environment is going to be positive, and those around you are going to be having a better day too. People respond to you in kind. Walk down the street, and when somebody says, how you doing? And you say, I'm doing good. How you doing? They'll usually say good. If whatever you say, I guarantee you 9 out of 10 people will reply to you in kind. Try it. It's fun. I always notice it. If you say, if you walk down the street and somebody says, hey, how you doing? You say, I'm doing fantastic. How you doing? They'll say, I'm doing fantastic too. I always think that that's so neat that people truly do respond in kind. So let's be good to others and and always treat them with utmost respect and kindness. So breathing is really, really, really important. Also, some other things that I think really help with overthinking is exercise. Now, I'm not talking about building big muscles and going in and bench pressing a pickup truck and, and grunting really loud and being crazy. Some of the best ways to stop overthinking are just simply going for a walk. Take a walk. Take a 30-minute walk every day. A simple, slow walk is some of the best therapy you'll find, and it's free. And there's fresh air outside and sunshine. You go outside and just take a stroll and care for yourself. Read your goal card. You're going to know that goal card so well that you're going to be able to just go out and go for a walk and repeat that goal in your head over and over and over again. By the time you get done with a 30-minute walk and you've said, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have, or now that, and then your goal, you're going to be on fire. Your brain is going to be refocused on that goal. You're going to be ready to re-step into whatever circumstance it was that you stepped away from. In this case, it's our overthinking mind. It's going to refocus us. So you don't need to get crazy. Just do kind things for yourself. Take a leisurely stroll. Leisurely strolls from a scientific standpoint have been shown to have tremendous impacts on our hormone levels, on our brain chemicals, our neurotransmitters. And for me, it works out fantastic and I love it. Just give it a shot. Also, another thing you could try is gardening. We don't have to garden by planting an entire field of corn and cultivating that like a farmer. Get a couple of pots. Take care of some flowers. Plant something simple that's easy to grow. Water it every day. And when you're having a tough time or you're overthinking about something, go out, care for your plants, water them. Smell them if you have flowers. Flowers smell beautiful. And you can't smell flowers and be negative, okay? It doesn't work that way. So go out and do some gardening. Whatever green thumb activity it is that you're really good at, and I'm sure several of you out there have an amazing ability and affinity for growing plants. Step out and do some gardening. It's a way to take your mind off your stresses, and repeat your goal over and over in your head while you're gardening, and you're going to refocus the mind back on your goal. You're going to find that you are blazing towards that goal when you step back into your life, and it's going to be fantastic and wonderful. I believe in you, and I know that you can do it. The one thing I don't want you to attempt to do that I think can be harmful is when we attempt to suppress the thoughts. Don't actively attempt to suppress the thoughts. Take some deep breaths. Overwrite the programming with your goal card. I am so happy and grateful now that, and then whatever your goal is. But don't suppress the thoughts. Let them go away. Just let that energy flow out of your head and let the new energy flow into your body. You're going to be fantastic. It's going to make a huge difference for you. I guarantee it will. And you're going to have better days and everything's going to change for you. And this overthinking thing is just going to go away like it did for me. It also will for you. Now, a couple of other things we can do. I know when I used to overthink the most is when I go to bed at night. I lay in bed and I'm just laying there thinking about the day, thinking about my problems, thinking about whatever's going on. I'm going to teach you a little trick. Try this tonight. This works and it's amazing. I want you, before you go to bed, if you are an overthinker, right in you're laying in bed and you're laying there, you're overthinking about your problems, and you now have the ability to realize when you're overthinking. So now you identify, I am overthinking this scenario and I am trying to go to sleep. Get out of bed, get your notebook out with your pen. You all have a notebook. We've been using those pretty actively over the last 11 days, right? Write down what it is that you're overthinking. Write it down on a piece of paper. We're not trying to solve those problems, but we're writing them down. And then I want you to schedule some time with yourself tomorrow to work on those problems. But right now, this is your time, and you're trying to go to sleep, and you're not working on these problems right now. We're going to schedule time to worry later. And you don't have to set a specific time, but I would write, these are things that I'm going to work on later. And then write them down on a piece of paper. You're overthinking things because your brain doesn't want you to forget. It sees trouble. You've identified these issues as problems. And now your brain's trying to help you by solving these problems. You're trying to go to sleep. So make a deal with yourself. Write them down on a piece of paper. Write your problems out. After you've wrote your problems out, lay back down, go to sleep. And when you wake up the next morning, I want you to read the list. And I bet you're going to see that the majority of the things you wrote down weren't really problems to begin with. For the most part, when I reread my list in the morning, I just crumple the piece of paper up and throw it away and thank myself for garnering the ability to be able to get a good night's rest. This really works, and I want you to try it. I think you're really, really, really going to love it. If you look at my YouTube channel here, I've created some white noise tracks and also some peaceful music tracks. They don't have any words. They're not going to program your mind in any way, but they do offer a calming effect. So if you have a box, an electronic box or a TV in your bedroom, it may also help you to resolve your overthinking by playing some calming music, maybe a little white noise. So if you look at my YouTube channel, I have, if you look at playlists, one of my playlists is the best relaxing music. And it's just some videos that you could play on TV at a low volume that have some ocean sounds or some soft music. Maybe, I know a lot of people like white noise, and it only lasts for an hour. At the end of the hour, it'll shut off, and you'll be able to continue to sleep. But sometimes it's just that mild, peaceful that distraction. That peaceful distraction can really make a huge difference in overthinking. And last but not least, I want you to cut yourself some slack. Give yourself a break. Nobody's perfect. Don't expect perfection. I sit there and I overthink my interactions and business dealings I have with people around the world. And I'm always, you should have said this. You shouldn't have said that. Boy, if you would have said this, we could have had that. Why didn't you do this, Doug? Well, you know what? Cut yourself some slack, because your goal will occur in the manner that it's supposed to occur. And I guarantee you, when you reach your goal, you're going to look back and you're going to say, that all makes sense now. I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten to my destination. I've looked back at the roads I traveled. Not all of them I completely understood at the time, but it all makes sense to me when I get to my destination. And I always get there because I focus on my goal, like I'm teaching you to do right now. And I look back and I say, hey, now I see why that happened. At the time, I didn't necessarily agree with that, and I wasn't necessarily happy with that, and I didn't do a very good job there, but that's okay, because if all that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be in the good place that I'm in right now. So cut yourself some slack. Nobody's perfect, and, I just think that we just need to be a little bit kinder to ourselves. Give yourself a little leeway, okay? We hold ourselves accountable, but we also let ourselves rest. We let ourselves make a mistake, make more than one mistake. It's okay to fail, because out of a lot of failures have come a lot of successes. And it's okay if things didn't work out here, because you're going there. And as long as you head there and you keep moving there, you're going to get there. So it doesn't matter what happens along the road. All that matters is we get to our destination. Give yourself a break and cut yourself some slack. I said this before. People like you more than you think. Okay? And you deserve amazing things. Cut yourself some slack. You're going to have a wonderful day, and you're going to get to your destination. If you have somebody you can talk to that you trust, sit down with them and talk to them. Tell them, hey, look, I'm really overthinking this scenario. Can I run this by you, and could you give me some kind and honest feedback, please? If it's somebody you trust, they can listen to what you're saying and they can say, hey, and that makes no sense at all, Doug. What you're saying makes no sense at all. They don't feel that way. That was perfectly okay, what you did there. It can make all the difference and make you feel better. I use my wife as that sounding board quite often, and I can't tell you how many times she says, you're fine. It's perfectly okay. It's not as bad as you think. Everything doesn't always work out, but as long as I'm heading towards my destination, I know I'm going to get there. So that's what I wanted to discuss today. Tomorrow I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell a little story, and I think that we're going to have another great conversation tomorrow. So have a wonderful day, my friends. Today is going to be the best day of your life, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks.